I really don't watch a whole lot of TV, so I'll just be honest with you about that up front. I will say that I did see a couple of clips of this because I was in the chat where people were talking about this. And I also, you know how some people sneak and record the shows and throw them on the internet, so I was able to find it on YouTube. Other than that, I don't really watch a whole lot of TV. Darian gets exposed with Kai on Put a Ring on It. Okay, I would say it. First things first, I really don't like shows like this because I really don't like how they make it seem like black couples, when it comes down to black men, they don't want to settle down and just want to play house all day long, right? 14, 15, 20 years pass and they're still playing house. They don't want to settle down because every black man is not like that. Every black woman is not the type of woman that's going to sit there and wait patiently and play her position for 14 or 15 years either. So I really don't like that, and maybe the whole basis is showing black couples and hey, you need to make a commitment. But let's be clear, it does not look that way. It doesn't. It looks like, okay, let me just explore, these black people and let me throw in some temptation. Hey, look, I'm showing you that black men can't commit. Look at how he's acting with this woman or with this whatever, right? So in this situation, there is Alexia and Darian and Kai. Well, Alexia and Darian has been together for 14, 15 years. Okay. And they've been off and on the off times he's had children with other women. I don't know too much about that, but besides that, but they come together and they counsel with Dr. Nicole, and they're gonna work their situations out, right? So, Darian is not a faithful man. That's obvious. The kids come in from the relationship, and there's no shot at the kids, but, this guy's just not a faithful guy. He's not a settle down type. I think that, him sleeping around on off times, I mean, think about it. If you and your spouse or someone you're in a relationship with, if y'all have an off moment and the first thing that you want to do is screw around with someone else, I mean, that's not a sign of a healthy relationship. Not at all. But I want to get to the point. The point is, okay, well, Kai comes in, and Kai is supposed to be temptation. And what happens is Darian falls for the temptation. He falls to the point where he sleeps with this person, right? My issue with Kai is you walked into this situation and you knew that this man was in a relationship. You know they've had a situation for 14 to 15 years, right? So you thought it was cute when you were walking around in their face, making her upset or making her nervous. And you were perfectly fine with throwing that in her face and holding his hands and doing all this extra stuff, which I personally know some people that would have tore her face off, honestly. But it was the fact that he allowed her to grab his hand and he never resisted. See, it doesn't matter what she done on that part. It's the fact that he never resisted. Because y'all trying to work this relationship out. When she grabs your hand, you should have pulled back and go, we're not doing that. But he wanted that situation. But Kai thought it was cute, playing the game, playing in her face, saying little side stuff. And she was comfortable being the side chick. But one thing about being the side chick is that mess you had going on backfired. Because you actually played yourself and truly believed that man was going to leave his situation for you, some woman he just met. And you took a step further and called yourself trying to solidify that by sleeping with him, thinking that was going to make him be hooked and he was going to be stuck to you. And so when you guys had your last meeting, even though he gave you your walking papers and you fired that shot at his chest, and it hit him, it doesn't matter. You still lost, sweetheart. You still lost. You lost the game. One thing you should have never done was actually fall for this person. Because I do understand how some shows are. Some parts are scripted. Some parts are not. I totally understand that. But all you had to do was do your little date and go on. But no, you chose to get your feelings involved. And then had the nerve to sit there at dinner and get angry with him for choosing the person he was already with and giving you your walking papers. For one thing, you didn't know this man and you gave it up. Second of all, what you did know is this man was in, 14, 15 years. Even if there are games being played, that man's not going anywhere. He's not. But you can't blame Alexia for wanting a serious relationship with this man. You know what I'm saying is to stop playing games and to actually, move forward. What are we going to do? Are we going to break up? Are we going to get married? What is it going to be? Because that's a long time to be sitting there playing house with somebody. To the point where you've actually retired to be next to him. And then he's still running the streets and doing whatever he wants to do. Now he wants to turn around and he wants to trap Alexia by getting her pregnant. Girl, let me tell you something. That man got way too many soul ties going on. And what you do not need to do is sleep with this man. And you don't know who Kai is for real. You don't know how many people she's been with. If she's that easy to get, how many other men have been with her? Because regardless of what situation the man is in, she's obviously willing to play her position. But the only problem with that is the fact that she's gonna get her feelings hurt, and then she wants to ruin y'all's relationship. Which, what I'm saying is, yes, it's his actions. But let's be clear. We all know at least one person that if they can't have you, nobody can have you, right? And you can tell that she's that person. That's why she fired that shot on national TV. Because she got used. She was humped and she was dumped. And she felt like, oh, whatever, I'm going to fire this last shot because, But you can't blame anybody but yourself. Because that man cannot have someone, he cannot have sex with someone who didn't allow that to happen. But you thought it was fun being temptation. You thought it was fun teasing. You thought it was fun being this thing he can't have. And when he finally got it, he realized it wasn't worth his time. I do feel like men like Darian should be alone. Stop playing with people. Because had this not been on TV, who knows how this situation would have planned out. Because Kai does read to me, and this is only my personal opinion, mark my words, personal opinion. She seems like the type of person that would call a chick's phone all night long. She seems like the type of person that would show up at the restaurant y'all are at. She seems like the type of person that would show up at your apartment, starting mess. She reads as that type of person only to me. And the reason why I say only to me is because I haven't talked to anybody else. But she reads as if she's that person. Kai needs some self-esteem. Because I'm just going to be honest with you, she's not hard on the eyes or anything. And she seems like she's fun. And I'm only spitting out the positives. She seems like she's a lot of fun. She's cool to hang with. But baby girl, you got to get your self-esteem together because that's not it, honey. You have children. I would be mortified if I turned on the TV and see any one of my family members playing themselves like that. You got to know your worth because being second class ain't it. Alexia should have learned that this man is not the one for her when she looked up and time got away from her, and this man is sitting on TV 14, 15 years later talking crazy. Because I've never played that game. And I'm not saying, oh, I think I'm this, I think I'm that. But what I'm saying is you can't let people get so caught up into not wanting to be serious with you. If you see they're not going to be serious with you, or you see marriage is not in the picture, leave. Leave. Then we have another situation where Darian wants to get Alexia pregnant. I think I mentioned that before because I've actually recorded this video twice. So I'm going to just skip that part. But as for Darian needs to figure out why is it so complicated to settle down. If this lady's not the one for him, then he should just let her go instead of playing all these games. Because obviously she's not going to leave. And it takes situations like that. There are some people had to get dumped. There are some people had to get cheated on. Because if not, they would still be standing there instead of being with the one they're supposed to be with. Alexia, go ahead, girl, and let your heart shatter to the ground and break. And then you start building your heart back together and ask God for healing. Cry, scream, throw stuff, do what you gotta do, but do not take that man back. Because you're going to spend another 14, 15 years with this same stuff, and he going to have a whole bus full of kids, and you still sitting up there waiting on this man to marry you. He's not going to do it, honey. If he hadn't done it by now, he's not going to do it. He's not the marrying kind. He's just not. Until he's willing to let this stupid stuff go, he's not good for anybody, not even himself. Both of you, Alexia and Kai, y'all got to get yourselves together. You got to get yourself together, baby. Because to me, the both of y'all have low self-esteem, in my opinion. Because why would you allow this to go on for so long? Why are you comfortable with baby after baby? Because the first time you would have gotten pregnant by somebody else, Alexia, he would have been done. He would have been done. That's how men are. Because they can run around, but the minute you do it, and I'm not saying run around by no means. I'm not encouraging that. But what I'm saying is the moment that you do it, oh, it's a wrap. It's over. How dare you? How could you? The deception. And that's exactly how they feel. But you need to get with somebody who deserves you. Because that man don't deserve you. You too great of a catch. There's probably some man looking at that show like, if I ever be in her presence, it's a wrap. I'm going to get her. Right? Kai, unfortunately, if Kai doesn't fall back and allow the one for her to come to her, she is going to forever be a side chick. She is going to forever play that part. She's going to forever have her heart broken. She's going to forever be playing these games. She already has children. What example are you setting for your kids? That it's okay for people to play over you? Because look at how they're doing mama. It's already up there for the world to see. Everybody sees it now. But the dating game has just become that much harder for you. Because now the whole world knows that if they want you, all they got to do is flirt with you, and you are willing to play the part. Y'all gotta get y'all... I mean, because honestly, he humped you and he dumped you. That's exactly what he did. And you're mad about it, but you gave yourself away. You gave yourself away to somebody that was in a relationship. Now, I do understand there are people who play the game and they make it seem like they're single and no one's in the picture, and then you get involved. Because let's be clear, there are people who are sleeping around. It is what it is. But you can't play yourself like that. You got to know your worth, man. We can't come on here and tell you you're worth more and you're much better than that. You got to know that. And to me, I feel like it's hurtful to sit there and watch you play yourself like that. To me, when I seen you laughing and like and tee-hee-hee and you thought it was cute, I already knew you was going to end up having a boot in your face. I didn't have to see the other episode to know that. Because it always happens. And some people are saying, well, what difference does it make? Kai doesn't owe Alexia anything. Morally, what she did was wrong. Someone shouldn't have to be your best friend or your sister or your cousin or anything for you to be decent or for you to be nice or for you to treat people with respect. I understand the whole plot of the show. I get it. But what I'm saying is, flirting is one thing, which I do not recommend flirting with someone in a relationship. But flirting is one thing, and having an intimate moment where you guys are swapping fluids and hollering and screaming and moaning is another. That was not right. You hurt that woman. Not only did Darian, but you hurt that woman as well. And you reap what you sow, so that's going to boomerang back to you. And now you're going to have more than just an egg and a boot in your face trying to embarrass this man. I mean, hey. You still got played, sis. You still got played. Girl, get you some counseling, get you some prayer, get you something. Because what you doing right here, sis, ain't it. But like I say, I may watch another episode to see how this gonna pan out. But other than that, I will no longer be watching Put a Ring on It. I will no longer be trying to see their clips. I'm good. I don't like this. All right, deuces.